Okay, guys, let me just get this fired up. We can get going. Let's see. All right. Hey, Gina. Hi, Jackie. Sorry, I'm a little late tonight. Yeah. Thought I had everything under control, but it's never that easy, is it? Hey, Leslie, Marion, Susan, TMI Gifts. Hey. Thank you guys for joining me. So tonight we're going to be working with these beautiful faux floral peonies from TMI Gifts. Okay, so we're going to be making an arrangement. This kit comes with a lot of stuff. I believe the kit's sold out. Tiffany, if you can confirm. I'm so glad you like the kits. It's so much fun designing because you guys have so many great things to choose from. So for this kit, we got a lot of greenery, we got florals, and then we picked our own base. So I'm gonna go with this base. It's compote, it's metal, so I don't have to worry about, you know, shipping it and having something happen to it. So this is my base of choice, but I know that several of you have also purchased the kit, so I was thinking it'd be really cool to see like what they all look like, because, you know, the base can have a lot to do with like kind of like the vibe of it. So I would love it if people can share their design when they're done. All right, so to start, there's just no easy way to do this, okay? Like cutting foam, whether it's dry foam or hardened foam like this, it's not easy. It's not gonna sound nice. So what we're gonna do is we are going to make sure that it's a little bit smaller than our base. So I'm going to make my first cut. Okay. Cut. And now I'm going to grab my glue gun and heat her up a little bit. And I'm going to put a lot of glue in this, especially when you're gluing foam to metal. Sometimes I even like to take like a piece of fabric. Actually, I am going to do that. I just get paranoid about like things like popping off of metal. So usually I use ribbon, but because this is here, I'm just going to use a couple of the leaves. Okay, so right now we're going to glue. See, they are gone. Oh my God. Tiffany, this entire group bought out all those peonies, and Marion got not only the fuchsia or magenta ones, but she also got a lot of the strawberry ones. Donna also got a lot. I mean, like, we're ready for more. So when you guys have more, like, we are all about the bright pinks in this group. Okay, so what I did was I put some glue under the leaves, or if you want to use fabric, and then I put some over it. And now I'm going to put my block in. Hey Maggie, how are you? Hey Macy, oh my gosh, I love seeing you guys. You guys have so much fun. You're just the cutest bunch. I love it. I love it. So I'm glad you're here. So yes, for anybody who wants to be making some requests of TMI Gifts, you have two of their wonderful ladies on this call. So throw it out there. My request is definitely for the peonies, but I love the cream ones. I mean, all of them. I'm actually being cheap with what I use them on. I don't know why. I'm like, there's a bit of scarcity happening with those peonies with me. I got a dozen, but I'm like very afraid to like run out. Okay, so I'm just giving that a sec to dry. Trying to restock them all, yes. Ooh, Marion's coming in with some cherry blossom requests. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so what I love about this kit, one of the things I love is it's got a lot of greenery. And while greenery kind of plays like, you know, it's not like the star of the show, but honestly, without it, you really can't create a lifelike design. So greenery is very important, and it's also hard to find like good greenery. I'm just gonna stir this up because the pellets aren't quite melted. You know, it's hard to tell online sometimes. It's hard to tell like without feeling it and touching it. I try and stay out of the stores because my impulsivity is rather high when it comes to shopping. So I love to shop online. And when you find like a trusted vendor like TMI Gifts, like then you know like you can go ahead. And it's even better if you have like an unboxing where you actually get to see these things like really up close, like in your face, pretty much. Oh, okay. You see, this group loves their flowers. Loves them. Okay, so I'm just going to be using my glue pot for this. Just going to have her heat up a little bit. So the first one that we're going to be using is boxwood. And let me see, I think I have the whole list here. Mary, why are you gonna throw me for a loop right off the bat, huh? Okay, yes. So we're gonna first be working with our boxwood bush. So these at full price are $4.98. If you use promo code CARA, 20% off. So now you're like under $4 for this. Okay. These are not pushers. However, they are very easy to divide, and they have like a nice long stem to them. So we've used these before. We use these at Christmas time. So I am definitely like a big fan of this boxwood. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm separating the branches, and then I'm just going to take my wire cutters and cut them right at the base. And Marion, I just sass you because I love you. It's like if we were in elementary school and I had a crush. I like to pick on you. All right. So I'm going to cut up both of these. So this kit came with two. Like I said, we're very greenery heavy. So again, we're going to go and cut these. Hey Brenda, how are you? Janae, how are you? Marion absolutely keeps me on my toes, Maggie. But shocker, so do you. When we're not, you know, arguing over M&M and all those other things, you absolutely crack me up. So, okay. So I usually use like a Lazy Susan that like actually is lazy. She's made of marble and she doesn't turn. But I found this beauty at HomeSense last night, and like she's ready to work. So I'm excited to use her for the first time. All right, so if you have any greenery that's kind of like in the way, so like for here, it's gonna be a little hard for me to get this in as much as I wanted to. It's okay to just remove, you know, a piece or two. If you wanted to cut down a lot, then I would say like find a halfway point so you can reuse the rest. But we are going to start putting one going to the side. Let me turn her down. Okay, so here's our first piece. And then I'm going to take a piece that's, you know, pretty much equal in size. I think we're done with the gun. Okay. You guys are distracting me. All right, and then we're going to just repeat. Okay. Now everything is super malleable. Okay, these are wired. They have heavy duty wire. So I'm going to give these a bend. I'm also kind of holding on to my block because I don't want to have the block pop out because I'm putting like unnecessary pressure on it. Okay. Now we are going to spin her around, and I'm going to find, let's see. 2 smaller pieces. Okay. I'm gonna insert the first one in, give it a little bend, and then I'm gonna repeat. Oh, I love having this Lazy Susan. I have been missing out. My other one, she was pretty and she knew it and she just didn't want to put in the effort. Okay, and then I'm giving it a little bend. I always like when greenery kind of trails down on arrangements. I just think it looks like nice and natural. Just like when I'm making wreaths, I like to have kind of like that cascading, like ending to it if it's a crescent wreath. Go for it, Janae. Telling you. Either I want M&Ms or wine now. I don't know which. And I've been like living off of gummy bears down here. Okay, so right now we have our 4 pieces, okay? We're just starting to do the framework. Okay, so like you guys know I love patterns. And what I like about patterns is it kind of tells you where the next step is, okay? So now I'm going upward. Okay, so we have these 2 that were going side by side. Now I'm taking one and I'm putting it right in that corner. And then I'm going to repeat. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to repeat on the other side. And what's great about this is when we do things, you know, like when we mirror things, things are going to come out balanced instead of like sometimes you get through something and all of a sudden like you're like, okay, I put too much of this here or too much of something else there. Marion, do you have a cocktail going tonight? All right. Okay, so right now we have 4 pieces that are all standing up straight. And I'm just gonna put in 2 more. Hot apple cider, that sounds so delicious. I love apple cider. Now we're gonna put some just right here in our center. Okay, so I have some boxwood left over. I'm just gonna put this to the side. And now we are going to use the star of our show, which are these mauve peonies. Okay, so we always wanna do a count so that we know how much we have in a pattern. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, and these peonies, I have to plug these. These are $9.95. So this is a huge value. Okay, this is like when I saw these, I like immediately harassed Tiffany. Aren't you so glad, Tiffany, that I have your email? But yeah, I jumped right on it because not even like price aside, these are just fantastic quality. Like, you know, the way the petals are, they're nice and like, I don't know, they're very like feminine and airy, and that's how peonies are. I know that kind of in the biz we use some peonies that aren't as like as correct, anatomically correct, I guess. I don't know if you'd say that for them, but they're pretty, but they don't look as natural as what a peony would look like. So in this, and I'm just, so 2 of these are buds. All right. I'm gonna put these aside, and just like a fun family fact for you, there's like, we have like a system in my family, and it's kind of like boys against girls. So if it's my mom, my daughter, we call each other buddy. But if it's like my dad, my brother, my husband, we just call him bud. And it's like, that's the system. It's like, you're either a buddy or you're just a bud. So when that's what that made me think of. So I love my dad, but he is still just a bud. All right, I'm gonna start with my first flower, and I want it to be the tallest. And I'm gonna put it right in the center. You know what, Lizzie, it's like one of those things, one, the more you do it, but also like, just, it's like, don't overthink it, you know, and you don't have to glue as you go, and then you can just tweak things in the end. I don't know. All right, so we've done our first one in the middle. This is gonna be the highest point of this arrangement. Now I'm going to start to go in and I'm going to cover each of the sides. Starting here. And I want this going up at an angle. So the greenery, I know I tilted it down, but this is going to go up at an angle. Okay, and then I'm going to repeat that on this side, step by step. And oh my gosh, like you guys and your Valentine stuff, like holy cow, I don't even have anything. So just to keep everyone up to date. So in our group on Facebook, we're doing like a challenge, like we do them for different holidays and all that. And so this week we're doing Valentine's Day. And I don't have a lot of Valentine's Day stuff. And I went back into like other years and I just didn't have it. And so I don't know, I gotta work on something or post something pink. Okay. So now I'm going and I'm covering, okay, so we're gonna have one up top and then we're gonna have 4 all kind of in the same direction. I love the hearts and I love the bows and the ribbon with the little envelopes and the letters. Like there's so many things, like I love it. You guys just are amazing. Amazing. But yes, Leslie, you have come out with some gorgeous, gorgeous stuff this week. As always, really. You started 3. Janae, I think that there's like legit small business owner like ADHD, because I swear I used to be so much more organized when I did HR, like, and now I have to set like timer after timer, even for this. Okay, so now I'm gonna go back up towards this, not in the center, but near it. I'm gonna put one here. Okay, I'm gonna give this a little bend. You guys know I like this little trick. So when we give the, when we bend the head, we don't do it just from the head itself, because that's, you know, like, that's where it's structured. You want to actually take the stem itself, the wire, and bend it that way. It's such a thing. It's such a thing. If I had this level of disorganization when I did HR, I would have been putting up my own firing paperwork. Okay. So also in this kit, we're gonna keep going. Okay. So we have one more full bloom and we have 2 buds. So I'm gonna take this full bloom and I'm gonna add it to the center. Okay, and make sure that they're the same height. Okay. And now you're gonna kind of look, and everyone's are gonna be different, but see where you have a hole. So for me, and it's actually on the same side, so I have one here and I have one directly on the other side. So now I'm gonna take this bud and I'm going to put this in. Oh, congratulations, Leslie. Leslie sold a Valentine's Day wreath today. I swear, I'm mad at my husband like every Valentine's Day. Like, my business started on Valentine's Day, which means like he must have been in so much trouble for me to actually like take the time to open up an Etsy shop. Couldn't have been good. We all know it's a lot to open an Etsy shop, so to spend your Valentine's Day doing it means that, yeah, he must have been in the doghouse for something. I will say though, he did help me paint this wall. So if you have followed me at all, this wall has had like 8 different types of wallpaper on it. It has been like destroyed, like because the wallpaper underneath, I pulled off all of the stuff that's on the drywall. So my husband, luckily, he helped me. He put up the signs. This is a birthday card that my daughter got me. And you probably can't see it, but in case she's watching, it's like me in a garden. Well, it's not me, but she pictures me in a garden. So I was like, oh, it's so cute. Wearing overalls. All right. So now we're going to be working with these roses. And these are Garden Cream Rose Sprays, regularly $6, promo code. So this is like a great price, because I know sometimes if you don't have your company ID, like your business number, and you can't buy wholesale, like this is an example of a place where you actually can get wholesale like pricing without buying wholesale. Like these prices are excellent. All right, so I'm gonna start on this side here. There's a bit of a gap, and what I'm gonna do is, I could do this two ways. I could either, I'm glad you like the wall. Yeah, I'm glad the background's a little better. I know it's been a struggle, guys. I'm sorry about that. So either you can leave these as is and give them a bend, which I'm gonna try and do and see if everything falls right, or we can put them on floral picks. Okay, so let's see. Awesome. I love that the crew is out tonight. Love it. All right. So yep, as long as you take these and really spread them apart, okay, that's perfect right there. So I don't feel the need to like cut these up or put them on picks. They are gorgeous. So I wanted to tell you guys about some exciting things that we have coming up this month in the Facebook group, okay? We are going to have 2 guests. So one is going to be a guest designer, and it's going to be a video that typically is only something in her paid membership group. So we're going to have a mystery designer. And then we are also going to have someone named Aaron Montgomery. And I actually right now I'm in a coaching program with him. Like he and Lauren Kilgore, you know, Lauren Kilgore, like the Etsy queen, the SEO queen, they run it. And he's all about helping small businesses and small business owners like keep up motivation, not get overwhelmed, not get too down on ourselves. Like, you know, some of the things, just that like day-to-day struggle, because it can be isolating at times, and it's nice to just have that little like reminder. And so he is going to be on next Thursday on Zoom, and he's going to do a little presentation about goal setting. It's just an hour. I think it's going to be at either 10 or 11, but I'll let you guys know. But yes, he's going to do a little presentation around goal setting, which right now is a great time to do it if you haven't already with the new year. Let's see. Okay, we're going to go in with the Ruscus. Now, I bought a bunch of this, like, kit aside. This stuff is gorgeous, okay? I have not seen Ruscus like this anywhere, I promise you. This is not like... But wait, there's more. Like, this really is, like, the best-looking Ruscus I've ever seen. It looks lifelike, and even, like, if you're familiar with it, Ruscus itself is kind of like lemon leaf. It has a little bit of a waxy feel naturally. So, like, to me, this just, it looks and feels natural. Looks like the rose. Okay, I'll look at that. Leslie has some of these roses, loves them too. So I'm just going to be cutting all of these at the stem. Oh, this even has something that feels like rope breakers. So yeah, I'd love to know your input on doing, Aaron can do a quarterly Zoom call. So it's going to end up being part of the new group, which is Passion to Profit, which is basically how we get from taking our hobby and turning it into something, whether it's a side business, we need a little extra money. We want to make it our job, like all of those things. So he's going to be doing a quarterly guest appearance, but I wanted to get started for this month, so we're doing it in January on, well, I guess it won't be on our Facebook page, but all the information will be there. It's for everybody to join. I hope everybody takes advantage. Okay, so I'm going to start in the center again. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, and the guest design, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start to just fill in holes with the Ruscus. Okay, so I'm going to start in the middle. I am going to be doing everything mirrored, but you can start it however you want. I won't, like, bore you with every step-by-step thing, but I'm going to start up top and I'm going to work my way down. So yeah, I mean, we did a Zoom call once. Janae, you had like just joined us. You were like one of our newest members, and you like hit the ground hot. Oh, Cynthia, it's been a battle with the wallpaper because it's so hard for people to see, and it's distracting. And I even had to move my beautiful girl that I painted. So yeah, it's I wanted wallpaper so bad. It just wasn't gonna happen for me, sadly. If you could see what the wall looked like once I re-wallpapered it twice this month, and it was awful, awful, awful. So, okay. And then also, you know, again, remember that we can be bending things down. Sometimes we forget, like based on, you know, I stand when I do arrangements, but like we're not really looking at this at eye level. So you have to think, like, if you're having somebody over for dinner, like, they're not at eye level, but they're going to be able to see all of this. So we need to make sure that all of our holes are filled and that, like, the mechanics are all covering things, like, you know, all of those things that make it look natural. And this would be a great Valentine's Day gift. And for everybody who is selling, this is a great item to list. As we know, Etsy is like huge on, you know, unique gift giving. They have a whole search part that like you type in who you're shopping for. So like you say, it's for my brother, and then it's like, what is he into? Does he like coffee? Does he like to golf? And it just kind of leads you down this road. So what I think of is, you know, if say it's a guy wanting to get flowers for, you know, his girlfriend or his wife, what are the words that he's going to use? Like, do you think he's going to say like high quality faux florals? Like, no, he's going to say like flowers. And he might say fake flowers. So like, even though fake flowers is not something I really want to put in a tag, I guarantee that if I did, it would help with the search. So, I mean, not everybody, people can't necessarily see your tags, so maybe I'm being a little silly about that. I just don't like calling them fake. They're too like lifelike for me to just dismiss them, calling them fake. But yeah, so you want to use the words that the shoppers are using. And the best way to test that out is you go to the Etsy search bar and you start to type in like Valentine's Day gift for her or something like that, and then see what starts to pre-populate, because what pre-populates is what customers are searching for. So like right now, people were using, a couple weeks ago, people were using all season wreaths, and now people are saying everyday use. And I wouldn't describe a wreath that way, but that's what customers are calling it. So you want to make sure that we're mimicking it because we want them to find it. We've got the product that they're looking for, but we have to make sure that they can find us. Let's see. If I guarantee who doesn't think I'm coming, my husband. Okay, so Janae has done a test on her husband. I love it. So Janae's husband would have said floral arrangement or bouquet. Janae, I think that because he's with somebody so creative, he knows the words. I don't know. I don't think every guy would be that articulate, but I also don't want to be totally sexist about it. All right, so now we're gonna go in with these little bushes. Let's see, I'm just reading. It'd be such a great gift. Oh my gosh, hi Renee. It has been forever. I have missed you, my friend. Okay, so this is, I know it's like a mini. So this is a mini leaf greenery. It's full price, $6.95. And I don't always mix. This is kind of more like a blue based. I don't normally mix a lot of like yellow based, which is everything we've used so far. But I loved that it had like these little white berries on the end because it gives it like that nice texture, and it's also good quality. Like, I am a berry snob because berries just, they're not really reliable. So like when you get those like cute cluster berries and there's no coating on them, it's just hard for those to last out in the sun. I mean, inside, sure. I mean, inside it would be fine. But for something that's going outdoors that could be exposed to like sun, rain, any of those things, I just don't think it's gonna hold up. Okay, so I'm just going through and I am just cutting these all at the base. So let's see, Dreama bought an arrangement container years ago, huge craft sale, state capital. It had various veggies, artichokes and such. Yeah, I love that. And one of my favorite people on Instagram is a woman named Sky Hamilton, and her account is called House of Hamilton. And she does a lot using fruits and veggies into her floral bases or floral arrangements. And she also does like large tablescapes. So in the garland, you know, there'll be pomegranates, apples, pineapple, like all different things, artichokes. It's so creative. I just love it. All right, so these aren't super tall. So let's just see what the tallest one is. Okay, so I'm gonna put just a couple of these on floral picks. I think it's just gonna get lost if I put it right in the middle. So I'm taking a floral pick. This has some wire on it. Okay, I'm just gonna remove a leaf or two so that I can access the stem. And what you're gonna do is you are gonna take this wire and you're gonna wrap it around real quick. And then you're gonna take floral tape. And floral tape, it's not adhesive, it's like tacky. So what you're gonna do is as you're putting it over the wire, you're putting pressure on it so that it holds. Okay, so I'm gonna do that with 3 of these pieces. That is back from my days of being 18 and working at Platinum Posies in Middleton, Massachusetts. That was my first gig working with real flowers. And I almost went to flower school or floral school. There's an amazing one in Boston, and I chickened out, and look where I ended up. All right, so and I dropped my 3rd steak. Okay, and if you don't have wire, like this one, I don't have wire on it, so I'm just gonna grab some. I love the sage too. Yeah, House of Hamilton, Sky, and like, she is just a really nice, real person. Like, we've done some collaborations, but like, she goes above and beyond to support not just me, other wreath makers. Like, she is just fantastic. And she's also called the Hydrangea Queen. So she's not only like a whiz at all of the interior things. When you see her garden, oh my gosh, this woman hustles. She made this humongous garden last year out of nothing. Like, she always had these huge hydrangea beds, but she created this, like, I don't know if you'd say English style, but I mean a garden that you would like walk through, and she uses it as her cutting garden. She did someone's wedding with it. It was like a gift she gifted to, I think, a relative. She's amazing. I know, it all came back around. Okay, so now I'm going to start in the middle. Yeah, I mean, I was actually trying to think of like how I even started this, because I don't, like, my mom didn't make wreaths, my grandmother didn't. I have no idea where or why I started doing it. But I just always loved it. It brings me joy. Like, this is something that, like, when I'm done a work day, I might, like, decompress by, like, staying here and just doing exactly what I'm doing right now. Like, that's how much I love it. And it's not always going to feel like that, because, of course, like, you know, we have a lot, small business owners have so many hats to wear. But when you're feeling it and you're in the zone, like, that's just confirmation. Like, this is a gift that you were given. Not everyone can do this stuff. Not everyone wants to do this stuff. But, you know, are we making the world a more beautiful place? Literally, yes. All right, so now I'm going to start working my way down with this greenery. And yeah, this does add, so just looking at the top, it is nice because it's breaking it up, and it also is very airy against our florals. Do we have anybody on this call that has the kit? Because I know a few people do. I think Donna has too. She's an overachiever. But yeah, I'd be very curious if you have this kit. Like, even if you're designing with me, awesome. But even if you're not, I'm just curious, like, if you grabbed a kit. And also, like, if there are things you want to see in future kits, like, I'm definitely open to that. And also, TMI Gifts does a lot of collaborations with a lot of talented people. There is, I hope I don't say this wrong, I think it's Tarnation Creations. She does all sorts of things, like, not just wreaths or arrangements. Like, she does a wide variety of different design styles for, like, different products. So she does wreath kits. Southern Owl, same thing. Like, they're great at their bow making. There's a lot of great designers that TMI works with. But if ever there's a kit that you want, like, me to try and work on, I can absolutely ask Miss Tiffany, who's always so kind. And we can see what we can do. Susan has Susan K has the kit. Awesome. And yeah, they are sold out now, Maggie. And Donna, yeah. Donna, I hope your ears are ringing. If I was watching something and I heard my name, I'd be like, eh? Okay, Donna has two. I love it. And Donna has a lot of those peonies. Donna, I don't know if you were on for the first part of the call, but we were talking about how much, like, this group loves those peonies. So making sure that I'm, like, covering down here again, like, we don't want to leave that open, because especially, you know, if we have this on a dining table, people can see into here. We don't want those gaps. So now I'm going to go back in with our boxwood. Okay, and again, just like looking for gaps. Yeah, Susan, the heat is on. TMI, they need to see it. We got to see these finished products. I want to see how it is and, like, what base people chose. Because I was on the fence about it. But I like kind of always gravitate back to these compotes. And I really dislike shipping anything that's ceramic. I just hold my breath. There's really only one base that I use because I save the shipping box that it comes in, and then I save the, what's it called, the bubble wrap as well. So, like, I feel like I'm shipping it almost as safely as how it was shipped to me, but I still get nervous. Anytime you can just use metal or plastic or wood, it's just better off. Like, you don't have to worry. You know, you pack anything nice and tight. If it can't move around, it's a lot less likely to break. And I got a lesson directly from FedEx. So my FedEx is super nice. I mean, personally, I'm Team UPS, like boys in brown. But my FedEx is also very, very helpful. And you can bring something down and say, like, how would you package this? Like, you can pay them to package something, but it's very expensive. Or you could just ask them, like, how would you do this? And they gave me a great lesson. They also taught me how to score boxes. So if you're not familiar with scoring boxes, it's, you know, it's so expensive to ship. So if you can make a box smaller because you just don't need like that much space, and you also don't want anything like rattling around, there's a tool, a scoring tool, and you can cut it down to like whatever custom size you want. And I had the tool and I didn't know how to use it, so I brought it with me, and they helped me out. All right, so this is the last piece, and I'm doing it last because this is like a pop factor. So this is our Burgundy Eva leaf spray. I mean, she even just sounds pretty. So $4 a piece. We are going to separate these. Okay. Oh my gosh, Donna. We could do a Zoom unboxing. Donna, I wasn't gonna like totally out you. Oh my gosh. 11 boxes plus 2 kids. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, I like to say that it's like all of this is like my stuff and my husband's not involved in it, but there are times where I'll leave something in the trunk for a little while. Like, if I just got through a rant that, like, I'm not going to keep shopping and then I go and shop, like, I'll leave it until it's a little bit, till the coast is clear. Donna, I would like love to see his face. Okay, so now I'm going to start with our tallest piece. It's a little taller than I need. And I'm going to start right in the middle. Everything sounds so repetitious because it is, and I was talking about this the other day, but I'm reading that book, Atomic Habits, and it talks about the more we do the same thing over and over again, like, it really becomes second nature, to the point that, like, when you go to walk in a dark room, you don't think about turning on the light switch, you do it, because you know, like, your brain, without even you processing it, says, like, wait, if I don't turn the light on, I'm going to be in the dark. Like, it just automatically does it. And so when it comes to designing, it is kind of the same, it's kind of the same theory, you know? Like, I was working on a design the other day, and I'm like, it took 15 minutes. And I'm like, it would have taken me 15 minutes a year or two ago? Like, heck no. But when you do something enough, which it was my workshop read, so if you think about that, I do it, you know, I can't even count how many times a year I do, like, that basic that recipe. It's like, yeah, and it could be for a lot of different things and a lot of different types of designs. Marion, oh, Marion, you are a little devil. So I mean, I'm not mad about it. Marion said she should have told her husband that she won a prize, and that's why there were all those boxes. Marion, is Mike, I'm pretty sure Mike is your husband's name. Is he with you right now? Is he going to be, like, on to you? Jackie does that too. I've never heard of that. I have been, like, missing out on good excuses. We have just a couple more of these. I love this. I love, like, moody flowers, and this Eva leaf spray is beautiful, and she would be beautiful in the fall. She could work in some winter even. And, you know, we're not using a lot of it. You know, it's just a few, like, pops, just to give it, like, that unique character. You know, like, no, this isn't something that you know, you bought at Target. Like, this is something that's very unique, it's handmade, and it's well crafted. Oh my gosh, and so when I was at HomeSense yesterday, I mean, I always go and like look at the wreaths and like judge, but they came out with my worst offender of home decor is the burlap with the 3 hydrangea blooms on it. I know it's cheap. I know it's $30, but I also know when I see $1 million home with one of those on it, I want to like just leave a note in their mailbox that says shame on you. Like, it's not special, it's not unique. And I know somebody in this group said that they went down a street and there was like, I don't know, 4 houses with the same thing. Like, you know, like if someone handcrafted it, it would be different, but it just looks so manufactured and so cheap. And I'm like, you're gonna spend all this money on like a beautiful home and then do that. It's actually flashback to the Cosbys when the Cosby thing was good would be like when Denise brought her husband home, and I forget how she did it. She just brought him home like without any real like notice or anything, and her dad basically said like it's like serving you a steak fillet, like a filet mignon on a trash can lid. Like, you don't do that. Like, that's not how you present things. You present them in a way that matches like, you know, the energy or the vibe. So this is our arrangement, okay? And we're gonna do 1 or 2 more things just to finish it off. Oh, I'm so glad you guys like her. Jackie, did you really win a gift card? Because now I don't know. Okay, so we're gonna be using Spanish moss. And the reason why we're using this is because we do want to make sure always that our mechanics aren't showing. So even though there's a lot of greenery over this, you know, still if somebody bought this at some point, they could definitely like just be looking at it. And we don't want them to see a green block. We don't want them to see the stems, all that stuff. So I love Spanish moss. It is incredibly messy, but it's inexpensive and it goes a long way. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start just tucking this in, and I'm being careful. I've got this hand is holding the block because I'm like literally like shoving something into this compote. So I could disrupt the block if I am not careful. Okay, do it again. You remember that episode? Yeah, there were some good ones. There was the Monopoly one too. Oh, the Monopoly money one. Oh, back when things were a little simpler. Okay. All right, so I've gone around with my moss. This is something, because it is so messy, if you are making an arrangement and shipping it, I would like tightly put bubble wrap or something on it, because this has a likelihood to kind of come loose. And you know, sometimes our clients might not realize like it's not a quality issue, it's a natural dried product, and so it might, you know, it can come apart, and that's not a bad thing. It's not a reflection of quality or anything. Okay, so now that we have that in, we are going to use a couple floral picks. I'm so glad you guys like her. All right, so does anybody else always have glue on their hands? Because I swear, like, I think I wake up with it sometimes, and I'm like, and I wash my hands. I'm like OCD, so I don't know how it happens. But, okay, so we're going to use some of these floral picks. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that it's gripping a little bit of the moss and that's going into the block. So again, I'm going to use this hand to hold the block in place. Okay, I'm just going to put like 4 in. And this will prevent it from shifting and such when it's shipping. But again, it's not going to entirely do it. So, and some people don't want to like waste money on a floral pin. And if you don't, you can also just take a piece of wire from, you know, like something that you would normally toss away and just shape it like this and use it the same exact way. So either way works. Okay, and then I'm not gonna spray this inside, but even though we're doing like an inside arrangement, if you think about like, if you compare how in the car we should be wearing sunscreen because we are still getting sun on us even though we don't feel like we are. Same thing for these arrangements, okay? These aren't inexpensive pieces. You know, somebody is going to us versus a Target because they want a handmade piece that's really high quality. So we obviously don't want it to fade or like only last like a couple years. Like I expect that an indoor arrangement is going to last a very long time. So I have one from a local florist that I've had, it's my winter one, and I've had it for over 10 years and it looks perfect. So anyways, so Krylon, this is their UV Faux Floral Protectant Spray. So this is something you just spray a good like 30 seconds or so. It can go on everything, but the greenery is always the most important because the greenery turns blue easily. This can be purchased at like a Michael's, a Walmart, anything like that. So let me know what you guys thought of this. If there's things that you want to see for a kit, if there are things that you would like to see if TMI Gifts can acquire, they have been listening, they have been giving us our greenery, they have been giving us our flowers. They're doing all, like, they're here for us. So if you have suggestions, definitely, you know, you can put it in this chat. You can let me know, any of those things. Hey, Judy. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. Hey, Madison. Oh, Madison, you have a kit too. Hey, Lenora. Yeah, it'll be on replay anyways, but I was saying, like, for anybody who's doing the kit, I would love to see what it looks like in different bases, okay, because we have a few other people on the call, so, and TMI Gifts is asking to see it as well. So, Madison, if you were up for it, we would love it if you could share a picture, and we can all admire each other's work. Oh, Maria, I'm so glad you like it. Thank you, guys. So, we like floral arranging, huh? I know we're usually doing wreaths, but the floral arranging is a good one as well. And I think, again, it's a good gift for Valentine's Day. You could definitely make smaller things and get them like under like a $50 mark, you know, because you got to figure people price things, they sort things by price. Do something small, easily shippable, something that, you know, is in kind of more of like an everyday price range. Something like this is like, it's for your more upscale clientele, I would say. You know, it's for their dining room, it's for their foyer. You know, this is a big statement piece. So, you know, you want to design for whoever your target audience is. Yes. 1 hour, awesome. And Madison is giving a little shout out. TMI ships very quickly and they answer your goofy questions fast. Awesome. All right, so yep, more pink peony bushes, and I love these mauve. They're not like too like antique-y, like I like that too, but these kind of can go like either way. So I'm so glad you guys like this tutorial or whatever, this design session. I'm so happy to see all of your names pop up. I really do appreciate it. And always, TMI Gifts, we have Tiffany, we have Macy on the call. We love you guys. We also love Lori. We call her the Bowmaster. But yeah, thank you guys for everything, and I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their night. Bye-bye.